having a knowledge base for all of the stuff around definitions and everything is one of the primary best practices, and that's what the cookbook is designed to be. It's that knowledge base plus the stewardship and process with which to interact with it. So just as an overview, the things that you have in this is, a data dictionary is a typical starting point, and there you might have functional definitions and as well as technical definitions, so business glossary sort of terms, and then an explanation of how those business glossary terms are pulled from your different data systems, or source mappings for how those different data comes out of different systems. Quality attributes, so if you've got, undergraduate grades, which will be an example we use today, like what's the list of valid grades, and is it required or not required? And then security classifications. Those are sorts of things that we track around within the data dictionary. Reference data lists, so these are, I mentioned grades, so a grade is a reference data list. You might have, this is the list of valid grades in each one of your systems. Things like GL numbers or registration statuses or other things can fall into that. Usually used in sort of a valid values quality rule method. So the data system inventory is another thing you would put in that knowledge base. And in there, you've got sort of details on each of your data systems, who owns it, how do you access it, any documentation or other resources. But you can also put your technical metadata in there. So this is different than the dictionary now. It's saying, hey, I'm going to load every every table and column and procedure and view and index from my the metadata for that of those things from my Oracle database into the cookbook, so that's accessible and linkable to the dictionary and the specs and all that, as well as lineage. So having that technical metadata and lineage and all those other details in the inventory. And we do a whole webinar on the use of a data system inventory and what you want to have in that. The data request process is the other one, which then tends to generate your specification. So if someone's asked for a report, then you want to document the report, and that report becomes the requirements and specifications for building it, as well as the documentation afterwards. So reports, ETLs, APIs, surveys, charts, collections, those are the things that get documented in there. And then data quality rules. So we talk about quality attributes. We also can have standalone quality rules that maybe aren't directly related to a data dictionary. So the example is, no student who is within 1 year of their anticipated graduation date is allowed to have a undeclared or null major or program, right? So that's an interesting data quality rule. It's data quality. It's also business process, but it's not specifically tied to a single column in a database or a single definition. It's more of a business rule definition, but that's you can have those documented in the knowledge base as well. And then you have the data quality assessments and issues. So just having the rules is not enough. You also want to have a way to sort of document the quality of your quality, right? So are there the scope of any issues, and to have a way to report and document actual issues, and then a resolution workflow to make it through that process. So these are the things that are typically in your knowledge base, and there's more details and other pieces around that. That's a pretty good summary of what we have in the Data Cookbook as well. So as we talk about integration, the things that do get integrated or have the opportunity to integrate with your data systems themselves are the reference data lists, your data system inventory and the technical metadata, specifications from a reporting tool linking back process, your data quality rules, not the rules themselves, but the monitoring of them, and the generation of assessments and issues. So those are the things from the knowledge base and how that can integrate with your